Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Peter with Naked Frying and Afraid, and today it's a quickie. So a couple of weeks ago I posted a recipe called tostones, and in there I had a recipe for a picadillo, which is basically a more loose sloppy joe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that recipe and combine it with what I did last week, which were Pop-Tarts. Now, this is not gonna be sweet, this is a savory recipe. So I'm gonna take the dough that I taught you how to make last week, and it's still gonna be gluten-free, and I'm gonna take the picadillo and I'm gonna mix them together. Now this is called a empanada. So if you haven't had these before, they are delicious. They're just a little tiny little meat pocket and it's amazing. Now I'm gonna raise the stakes today. I'm gonna make them also with a vegetarian alternative. So follow me, let's get this amazingness cooking. Place 1.5 cups of your favorite gluten-free flour in a bowl. Make sure that it has xanthum gum in it. If yours does not, add 3/4 teaspoon of xanthum gum. Write that down. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of your favorite salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt today. I want you to whisk all that together to combine all the dry ingredients. Here's a tip. Go ahead and ice your hands. Get some ice water, move your hands in them. Keep your hands as cool as possible so that the dough is nice and flaky. So dry your hands well. 6 tablespoons of chilled cube butter goes in here. Press your thumb, press your index finger until it becomes almost like sand, very shaggy like. Add at this point 1/2 cup of your favorite sour cream. I'm using low-fat sour cream today. Mix it well, and you may have to use your hands to get it all combined, but don't worry, it's not gonna look perfect. I want you to make that into a little disc and put it in some plastic wrap, which we're going to cover and chill for 30 minutes in the refrigerator. Now it's time for the filling. The picadillo is super simple. I want you to take your favorite oil and I want you to spray it on your skillet. Then we're gonna half the onion, so 1/2 cup of onion cubed. We're gonna saute this until it's translucent. Back in here. Today, I wanna use Beyond Beef. Now this is a vegetarian alternative to, well, meat. If you like to make this recipe with ground beef, ground pork, ground turkey, go for it. I'm just gonna take mine and I'm gonna place it in the skillet and I'm gonna treat it just like regular meat. At this point, I'm gonna start breaking it up and I wanna try to brown this some. So start pushing it down with your spatula until you can break it up as much as you can. Now it's time for the seasonings. We're gonna add our cumin, then we're gonna add our oregano, some raisins, a little more, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. We got some paprika in the mix. Smoke is better. Now take a look. This is starting to look like real meat. Now let's add some olives. We're gonna toss them around here, and we're gonna go ahead and cover this bad boy. Let it simmer for 10 minutes. Now look at this. The meat is moist. Look at it. If I toss it around, you can see some actual juiciness in here. Let's zoom in to take a better look. Look at that. Whoa, this looks delicious, you guys. If you want to try something new and you don't want to have meat today, this is a great alternative. It tastes delicious and it's just like the real deal. So I'm getting a lot of comments that you guys are really enjoying my little workouts that I throw into my recipes. So if you like to fast forward this little time right here, use that time to move to the rest of the recipe. But otherwise, go grab your cans. No, literally, go grab a couple of cans. That's all you need. So you can walk anywhere in your kitchen, you get yourself a little space, and you start moving your arms up and down like this. So all you're doing is you're bringing your weights to your shoulders and you're bending them at your elbow. I'm not swinging my arms around. It's just literally up and down. So if you want to do this and just kind of stand in the place, that's great. Now what I like to do is I like to march as I'm doing this. So everything that I'm going to mention, do it for about a minute. So I'm bringing my knees up in front of my hips and I'm just bringing the weights up and down like so, my weights. So keep doing this. Now, if you've done this for about a whole minute, so feel free to pause the video and write every one of these down. You do this for about a whole minute. Maybe you keep marching and maybe you hold the elbows out to your side like so. So notice my hands are just kind of facing forward or down and my elbows are out as high as my shoulders, no higher. And I'm gonna bring my elbows into my sides and I'm gonna lift them back out. Now I kept marching in place just because I want to get more bang for my buck. It keeps my heart rate up a little bit higher and I'm just kind of moving anyways, just throwing in a little extra workout that I didn't get today. So maybe I did another minute of this. You wrote it down. Then I lower my hands down by my side and I can just keep them in my hands and throw in a couple of squats. Now if you've never done those before, you just bend your knees and you let your booty go back as if you're gonna sit in a chair. So I'm going through this really quickly because I know you can pause and you can keep on moving. So let's say I did a whole minute of this one. So to recap, I march and I bicep curl. I took my elbows out to the side and I brought them in back in. And then afterwards, I let them hang by my side and I did a couple of little squats. So those three things, you keep repeating them back and forth, 1 minute each. I would stack these 3 exercises up 3 different times. And then when you're done with them, you put your cans away. Guess what? You got a little workout in, just me talking, just me saying it, got a little winded, and my foot is already cooking. So we're gonna go check on it. Let's say everything's looking good, grab your cans again. Do it another set. 1 minute each. You got 3 different stacks, stack them up, have some good time. So I remind you to make sure that you clean your counters very well and don't use any chemicals. A little soap and a little water will go a long way. And I want you to put a lot of flour on the counter where you're gonna work. I don't want any of this stuff to stick. And remember, I'm working with gluten-free flour, so that's a little bit more finicky. All of my recipes, when I say that something is gonna be vegan alternative or when something is gluten-free, they all work with your regular flour or your regular meat of your choice. So I'm gonna also flour the rolling pin. And what I wanna do is I wanna start working on this and I'm just gonna start rolling it out. So after you roll it out 3 to 4 times, we're gonna start making the empanadas. You fold it over from every direction, a little more flour, bam. And keep working it. Work it. Shut up in there. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this dough in 4th. You can use your dough cutter, you can use your knife, and I'm just gonna take these and I'm gonna put them here to the side. And this is just so that I can work a little bit easier. And I made it into a little ball. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it down and I'm just gonna go ahead and start rolling it out. Now remember, this is gluten-free flour. It's a lot more fragile than most. So as I'm rolling it out, I gotta make sure that I have plenty of flour below me and the roller itself is also flour. Give it a good roll so it's pretty thin. Now, once I have it at least 6 to 7 or 8 inches in width, I want that surface area so that I can grab just a regular bowl, right? I'm just gonna press down, maybe do a couple little tiny turns, and you can kind of feel when you broke through everything because it's kind of loose in here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all this stuff out, and in gluten-free baking, I mean, this stuff is so fragile. If you start moving stuff around, it's just gonna break on you. So I just take the excess, I put it away, and I can make more with that later. And I'm just gonna remove this, and there's my little perfect circle. So we're not done. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our picadillo mixture, and I'm gonna go ahead and spoon in here in the bottom half of this. So I'm gonna fold 1/2 over the other. So on one side of this, I'm gonna spoon in some of this stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to push it all into the middle, just away from the corner, because you're gonna crimp all this down just like you did with the Pop-Tarts. Now here's the trick. Again, you can just flip this over if you were working with regular flour. But because you're working with gluten-free, and this can break very easily, I take one of these little spatulas and I kind of very careful go under, and then I use this to fold over into the bottom one. Now at this point, just get a fork and you're gonna crimp down carefully all the edges to keep the filling inside of this dough. That's one. This next one's gonna be sweet. So I got some of my homemade strawberry preserves, and I'm just gonna put some right here. And this is noticing it's on this side of it and it's away from all the edges. I'm just gonna take a little bit of flour and I'm gonna put it on my spatula, and just so that I don't break this, I'm gonna slide it underneath it carefully, pick it up, and she's ready to go into the air fryer. I got 4 of them in my air fryer. You can do as many of them as fit in yours. And what I've done is I greased the bottom of it. I just sprayed it and I brushed the bottom so they're not gonna stick as best as possible. Then I went ahead and I beat it 1 egg. And with a little brush, I'm gonna go ahead and just cover all of it. Make sure that you can get it in every little nook and cranny. Well, as a vegan alternative, you can use soy milk or almond milk, even coconut milk. So if you're doing a sweet one, do your egg wash, but then sprinkle some brown sugar on top just for a little extra sweetness. Remember, there's not a lot of sugar in here. In fact, there's no sugar at all in the dough itself. So the only sweetness is gonna be in whatever you fill it with. So that's a savory one. These are sweet ones. All right, it's time to cook these suckers. We're gonna cook them for 5 minutes at 300 Fahrenheit. And right as soon as they're done, you're gonna get them back in there for 8 minutes at 400. Now, just because we're not basic, we're gonna also make a little sauce for the empanadas. We're gonna take a little mayonnaise. This is 1 tablespoon of it. And I'm also gonna add 1 teaspoon of lime juice. To that, we're gonna add half a teaspoon of sriracha and only a 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. Now I'm gonna make a little mixture here for just me and maybe somebody else. So you can make this go up or down in size as much as you want. This is spicy, this is delicious. With that meat empanada, oh my goodness, this is amazing. All right, here's my labor of love. So we have all the empanadas done. Now I have some savory ones and I have some sweet ones. Some of them have sugar on them, some of them do not. And this beautiful sauce, I'm telling you, if you never had a little dipping sauce with your empanadas, you're gonna fall in love. So let's start with the savory ones. Let's go ahead and get one of these. Look how golden brown that looks. I mean, and we're just gonna get a nice bite into it. This is such a flaky crust. I mean, look. So yummy. Oh, it's nice and buttery too. We're gonna dip a little bit of just the dough into the sauce. Wow. The sauce has this in-your-face punch of spice. So if you don't like a lot of spice, just dial back on the sriracha because you're getting that little bit of lime in there and the little smokiness from the toasted sesame oil. It's outstanding. This is delicious. You can taste the olives, you can taste the onion. That meat is so smoky because we added the smoked paprika, and you can see there's a lot of meat in there. And some of them may do a small little crack like that, and that's okay. It's just because you overstuffed them just a little bit. But you know what? If you're gonna have them for a party, just be a little bit more dainty about the filling. But other than that, this is amazing. So now we gotta try the sweet one. And I wanna try the one with sugar. So here's what that looks like. And you can see some of the filling wanted to start to seep out. So that's what I mean. You don't have to put a lot of them because look how much they fluffed up right here in the middle. So we're gonna take a bite right there where the filling is coming out. How about that? Oh, Okay, that's amazing. Let's break this up. Look at that. You get all the filling in there. Look at the steam rise out from it. And you can hear the crunch in the dough. It's fluffy. It's just the right amount of sweet. In fact, this is not that sweet. The only sugar that you have on here is what you sprinkle on top. The dough has no sugar. And the whatever compote, whatever jelly, whatever filling you put inside, that's basically the only sugar you're gonna put into this. So get creative with this. If you wanna go all the way out, get you some guava paste and some cream cheese and put that in here. It's my absolute favorite combination. It's a little bit heavier, but if you wanna turn this up a notch, I'm gonna go back to the savory one. I really, really like this sauce. Give it another little dip here. Oh my God. Empanadas and a cold beer. This is awesome. You can have this for a small get together. The dough that I made today made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 empanadas. Small little empanadas. So you can bring that recipe up. You can bring it down a little bit if you want to. You can make more, you can make less. 7 empanadas with that little dough that I just made. These are awesome, and as you can see, you can make one dough, make some of them savory, make some of them sweet. Super simple, guys. Any leftovers that you have to stuff them with, you can stuff them with potatoes, you can stuff them with cheese, you can stuff them with meat, maybe a little bit of leftover vegetables. So get creative, stuff this little pocket. Ooh, there goes the brown sugar. My happy place. I better say goodbye before I eat this entire thing by myself. If you like what I'm doing, you guys, please like my videos. And if you look at the little subscribe button that's somewhere, if it's red, you haven't subscribed yet. Hit it, turn it gray for me. Hit it. Thank you so much for joining me again today. And remember, you don't put anything in there that's liquid. The liquid goes in the cook. So bottoms up. See you next week for the next awesome recipe. Bye.